Question I get a lot is, how do you actually find stocks? Just so happens to be that I used to teach searching for 8 years. And what I want to do is help you find examples quicker. Let's talk about how we do that. So first off, what you're now going to notice is on my X page, here's my handle, at James Boyd CS. You're going to see right at the very top, in the first posting there, you're going to see that there's scripts right here. So after 8 years of searching, you'd think you learned something, you would think. And you kind of would find searches that probably are tried and true for many investors that they must know. Well, these are some of the must-know searches. Now, historically, we would say the word search. Today, we're going to use the word scripting. Scripting is a faster way to search, and you could actually use multiple searches at once on the Thinkorswim platform. Now, what you're now going to notice is each one of these rows is a search, okay? 1 week, 1 month, year-to-date percentage, trend, etc. These are each searches. And on the far right-hand side, what you're now going to notice is in blue, that is the code for how to actually, what to type in on the Thinkorswim platform. Now, example given, if I actually come up here to the top right, we're going to click on Open Shared Item. So Thinkorswim platform, setup, Open Shared Item. And now what you're going to notice is I could just type in what was in blue right here by going to Setup, top right, Open Shared Item, and then type it in. It is case sensitive. So that's number one. So that's how you put them on. So the biggest actually thing is, let's kind of talk about, so how do we use them? Okay, now we are on the Market Watch page and we're going to go to quotes. Okay, now remember I kind of said to you before, each column is a search. So if someone said, look, I want to really use 1 week, what do I use it for? Use it for momentum. You're trying to find bull flags. If you said, what do I use with the 1 month for? You are really trying to find trend. Now, obviously, if we actually said the year-to-date percentage, you're really trying to find trend over the year-to-date time frame, okay? Now, if we said IB plus technicals, you're using the implied volatility percentile plus the technicals, moving average, MACD, and stochastics to try to time your entry with the backdrop of implied volatility, okay? Now, you're also going to notice that many investors struggle with identifying trends. We fix that. So we categorize what type of, where's the stock in relationship to the moving averages? And what we did is we labeled them 1 through 5. So if we actually saw 1, that's telling us that the stock is below both moving averages. If the stock is actually a trend 3, that tells us the stock is above both moving averages. You can right-click on that column heading, go to Edit Formula, and if you click on that, it's going to give us a description as far as what does a number 1 mean, okay? I know it actually gives us that writing right there. What does a number 2 mean? And it tells us that right there. And you could read down on that and see exactly what it's telling us. Now, a lot of investors say, I love that description. I love the simplification of that. But I'm not really some of the trades on a daily time frame. Don't worry, we have trend weekly, okay? So it allows us to kind of see what type of trends we actually have in an index, a sector, a list of stocks, and so on. Many investors really like relative strength. They like to look at the stock's performance compared to, let's say, the S&P 500, okay? And what you're now going to notice is we know when we talk about relative strength could be over a different period of time. You're going to now notice that RS for relative strength, 5 would be 1 week, 10 would be 2 weeks, 21 would be 1 month of time, 42 would be 2 months of time, 63 would be 3 months, and so on. The stock that has more green in different durations of time is really showing us strength. Now, that doesn't guarantee that it's going to go up more, but it's just showing that's what the strength is now. Now, could that also be signifying what the potential trend is? It could be. Now, when we talk about trend, we start there. That's a starting point. Need a trend, okay? Number 2 is we're looking at what's called bounces. We're also talking about breakouts, and we're talking about moving averages / crossover. You will now see that right here. Hold is what we call close above the high of the low day, also known as a bullish bounce. And what you're going to actually see in this case is this is coded for looking for stocks that are bouncing. Okay? Now remember, scripts are not guaranteed for accuracy or timing, but they can be helpful. Now remember what I said to you before. If you said, well, I'm looking for trends, well, go to the trend column. James, I'm looking for something in the last 2 weeks that actually has shown relative strength. We'll go to the RS10. if you said, James, I'm looking for stocks that are really showing potential bounce setups, go to the hold column and click on it. Now you have a choice here. Do you want to run 25 searches a day, or do you just want to have one screen to help you see it? And that's what you can see here. Now you're also going to notice if we can go to where the 20-day high, think of that as a shorter term breakout. 55-day high would be an intermediate breakout. And that breakout script right there, that's going to really show us kind of where are the breakouts. Are they breaking out today? Are they a continuation from yesterday? Are they actually, for example, continuation from 2 days ago? Where are they in that breakout process? And last but not least, you can even go to the 10HC for the whole moving averages. Tells us the color of the moving averages and the also with that, the number of days the moving average has really been green or red. Now, the last thing to point out here is you're going to also notice if you go to MAX, that's going to tell us, do we have a moving average crossover in the last day or two or today and so on. Bullish or bearish. I'm telling you, if investors, as they see different things out there, from everything that I've seen and I've studied it, they are derivatives of what this is showing. They are derivatives. When we talk about trends, this helps us find it. That trend could also be actually having relative strength. We could be having bounces, breakouts, and crossovers. This is the backbone of technical analysis, trying to find bullish or bearish setups. Now, you might be kind of wondering is, where could I actually see more of this information? Well, you could actually go right to the Trader Talks Schwab Coaching webcast. The one thing I want to kind of point out here is you can also subscribe. And if I actually pulled up, let's say, right in that little test tube, right in that magnifying glass there, scripts, you could, for example, type in other classes that have actually talked about this. 7 scripts that investors should know. Thinkorswim studies on Thinkorswim. Scripts on the charts easier to identify. We have multiple classes that we've actually talked about this. Check those out. So we want to invite you to come to the webcast to see these classes where we actually talk about this material and help the investor see those examples sooner. Join us. We'd love to see you in those classes and answer your questions. With that said, I want to wish you a great day and see you in the future webcast. Take care. Bye-bye.